I got a quick story to tell. I don't know if he wants me to tell this, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
Let me see where you going with this.
I hope this doesn't f any of your job opportunities in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
So,
Tailor Beats.
we're back. It's your boy,
Tailor Beats.
Tailor Beats Podcast. Consistency is the key. Hey, man, I'm in this thing with family, man, so it's going to be a little different, but I'm going to get straight to it. I want people to know who you are. Let the people know who you are, guys.
All right, so for y'all that don't know, go by Lefty, LeftyyyGlobal, follow that. Also follow Exotic Pop Orlando. That's me too. So other than that, Lefty from Orlando, born and raised. And that's pretty much Lefty coming out of Orlando. And yeah.
So for everybody who don't know, this is my cousin, my real cousin.
Blood.
Yeah, we blood, we family. Poobie, what's up? You feel me?
Yeah.
Sharon, Janet,
Yeah.
Aunt Nancy,
Yeah. Georgia.
and my mom, my dad,
Cousin Mike,
Jack,
Courtney.
Cord, JR, But yeah, man.
The whole Magruders.
The whole Magruders, man. We all fam, and that's just
For
what
sure.
it is. And I wanted to, Cuz hit me up and was like, man, we need to link up and do a pod. We need a pod. So I was like, man, let's do it, bro.
I had to.
We had to link in. Every time he come to Houston, he tap in. So just if you could just tell him about how you grew up.
So pretty much grew up military background, So I was actually born in Seattle. So I don't remember too much of that because, I left when I was like 1 or so. Then went down to like North Carolina and then went down to Florida. But my mom and dad was stationed in 2 different areas at the time. So that's why I was like bouncing around. And then so for like the longest time, I want to say for like a year or so, year and a half, like Auntie Janet actually had me and was like actually raising me. So for a minute, like I didn't see my dad until I was like 1 from like, what they was telling me. But other than that, yeah, came down to Florida and then, from there it was just, everything I didn't have, everything wasn't good, but my parents made sure, I didn't go without,
Right. Good people,
yeah,
by
for
the
sure.
way.
Made sure, I was manners, respectable, I did everything I had to do, so that's basically like where I come from and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's right. We have military in our family on both sides, right? Your dad, your mom. But Florida is a place that I've only been to like a few times. I don't really know much about Florida. Can you tell people about Orlando?
Orlando, it ain't what most people think it is. So a lot of people think Orlando is just Mickey Mouse and Disney, and Disney is not in Orlando. It's in Kissimmee. So a lot of people get that, like misunderstood. But yeah, that's in Kissimmee. But Orlando is growing now. But as far as like Orlando, it's always been like a low key city. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you think of Florida, you don't necessarily think of Orlando. Like the first thing you think about is Disney. Right. But like when you think of Florida, you think of like Tampa, Miami, Tallahassee, and stuff like that. But Orlando is just, it's very diverse. So you got a lot of different cultures. It's really Hispanics, a lot of Hispanics out there. So the Puerto Ricans, they play a bit mixed in the Orlando scene.
Okay.
And then it's kind of separate in a way, but not really. So the West Side, that's where you have your black culture at, and then the East Side is your Hispanic side. So a lot of them are on that side.
Okay. So it's like it's real diverse in that manner, and at the same time, it's like, what's the vibe like as far as like, do everybody mess with each other, or is it cliquish, or do everybody just do their own thing? I mean,
so for the most part, everybody's cool. It used to be very cliquish back in the day, but you know what I'm saying? Like now we got a lot of New York people that's down in Florida now, so how they move, like everybody is like as a unit. You know what I'm saying? From like the New York people that are down there. So it kind of shifted Florida to move like that too. So I mean, you still have like some people that don't get along, like neighborhoods to neighborhoods, but it's like that's something between them. You know what I'm saying? Like some family beef or something like that been going on for like years or something like that. But other than that, it's very like it's pretty much a unit. Everybody's pretty much clicking up and hanging tight.
Okay. So the thing is about it, man, is that this is Lil Cuz to me.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like we used to call him Kobe, R.I.P. Kobe, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
the homie, you know what I mean? R.I.P. But we used to call him Kobe, you know what I'm saying? He used to hoop. Let him know about your hoop game, bro.
Man, hooping, man, that was... So before, if you really know me, then like it was stages to like everything I was doing, but basketball always played like a big part of me. I was hooping since I was a kid, so I remember like my dad put like the basketball in my hands, and since then I was locked in. But yeah, I was played throughout middle school, through elementary and high school. Also played AAU and stuff. So I was in camps. Did the Dwight Howard camp, a lot of different camps and stuff like that. But yeah, for the longest time, that's all I would do. Like I remember just, I couldn't wait till school ended and then just go outside and go hoop, because that was the thing. Like, and then like people see me at the court, and then the whole hood out. You know what I'm saying? So everybody at the courts now.
See, that's when people actually went outside and was active.
It wasn't like you wasn't just inside playing video games all day. Like you was outside active, like doing some type of outside activities.
Fact.
And in Texas, like that's when I came over here, like the competition was like, hey bro, like we finna go at it. You know what I'm saying? It was different. And like y'all style of play was like, I felt like y'all actually got it out in the mud versus like how our style of play, it was like, we were more so on like that flashiness, you know what I'm saying, when it came down to like sports and stuff. Like y'all, like it was like more so fundamentals that y'all was on. So it was definitely like different style of like play from like coming over here and playing and then playing in Florida. So I think that also helped me too.
And I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. So for you, it's always been like from a kid coming back from Texas to Florida, Texas to Florida, Texas to Florida. Like you've been in Houston a lot lately. What you got going on?
Man, so I got the exotic pop going on. So for a lot of people that don't know, because I try to keep it, you know what I'm saying, I try not to put my face on it, you know what I'm saying? But for the people that don't know, you know what I'm saying, I run the exotic pop Orlando side. And so that's why I'm up here, you know what I'm saying, networking and, doing my runs and stuff so that I can come back, you know what I'm saying, like distribute out there in Orlando.
So you take product from Houston and you go back to Florida with it. You go back to Orlando with it. So you hands-on with it, like direct.
Okay. So I mean, I could do the whole melanin stuff, which I do sometimes, but for me, I feel like you get better interactions like when you're face to face with people.
So you actually meet a lot of different people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like to interact. Is that a part of the game that you actually like, or?
Yeah, because I mean, like it's different. Like you said, like people take you like different. Like they look at you different when you're pulling up on them. Like for instance, I could tell you all day long, like, oh yeah, I'm finna come to Texas, and it's cool and all. Like, we could chop it up on the phone. But if I pull up and, you know, if you see me hands like face to face, it's different. You know what I'm saying? I may get a different reaction, like, versus you may be wanting to say no to whatever I'm about to ask you. But if I pull up in person, it may be, you may want to still say no, but it may be harder for you to say no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're also selling your personality too.
Exactly.
They see the whole fit, they see everything. They're like, okay, you selling yourself.
Exactly.
So how did you get with Exotic Pop? I mean, how did you, they don't really deal with people like, you know, they got their click, you know, shout out to the guys.
Nah, for real, shout out to them.
But like, it's hard to, especially in Houston, it's really hard to link up with people and stuff like that. Man, how the hell did you get that plug?
Bruh.
I mean, how did that happen?
You laughing like you don't know nothing. But for y'all that don't know, man, Cuz had a big part in that. He's not gonna take no credit for it, but for me, he played a big part in it. But you know what I'm saying? I remember, like, I was doing my thing out there in LA, because I was going back and forth from LA to, you know, Florida. Yeah. And I remember you hit me with the question. You was like, yo, Cuz, you know, I think you should, you know what I'm saying, this and this and that with the Exotic Pop. And I remember I looked at, you know what I'm saying, the site and everything. I was like, okay, this seemed cool, but I ain't paid no mind at all. I was like, all right, whatever. And so I want to say, when I came out to Houston for the first time, and then you talked to me again about like the whole snacks and stuff. Mm-hmm. I think like a week or two later, I went right back out to LA. Ended up running to all the snacks you were talking about. So I'm like, oh shit, this is what Cuz talking about. So, you know, I get the snacks and buy a couple snacks inside the store. All right, cool. I get back to Florida, and where I'm staying at, it's a smoke shop by me. So I normally hit that to go get my grabber and my papers, you know what I'm saying? Normal thing, normal festivity. So I go over there, they got all the snacks. So they talking to me. I was like, yeah, man, you know, this and this and that. I was like, yeah, y'all ever heard of Exotic Pop? They was like, yeah, we heard of it, but, you know, they ain't know too much about it. So, you know, I'm like, okay, I could probably work something. So for me at the time, I would buy snacks from that spot, and just, for me, it was like as a souvenir. So I would try some of the snacks and then, you know, keep them as collectibles, because for me, I wanted, at that time, I kind of wanted something to like have to where like I could flex.
Okay.
So, you know, everybody has like, you know, their own thing. So like some people may be into shoes and like cars and stuff like that. That wasn't my thing at the time. So I'm like, you know what? It'll be different if somebody come to my crib and like I could be like, yo, I got these chips from Japan. I got this soda from China. Like, nigga, y'all niggas ain't got that. So I was like, you know what, man, let me, you know what I'm saying? After a while, I was just buying the snacks, but everybody would like start to ask me about them. Like, yo, can you sell them? This and this and that. So I would sell them, but what I was buying them for, some of the bag of chips was like $20, $25. Ooh. So, you know, I got to make something off it too. So I'm like, if I sell a bag for $30, some people ain't going to be willing to buy that. Right. So I'm like, you know what? All right, it got to be a cheaper way. So you know what? I did research, and when I was just looking into the Exotic Pop brand themselves. So I'm like, okay, they got different reps in different states. I'm like, okay, they got Florida. So I was looking at Florida, realized that they had Miami, Tampa, Tallahassee at the time, and they had a Orlando, but the Orlando page, I think it had like 4 followers or something on it. So, but then it didn't have no post. So I'm like, okay, either somebody tried to fake the page, or they did have it at one point and, you know, it just didn't go through. So my idea was, I was like, you know what? I think this would be my way in. Let me run the Orlando side. So I'm like, you know what? Who better else to run it than me? Like, I got family in Houston.
Tailor Beats.
I actually used to live in Texas. I come back and forth. I know the culture. So why not, you know what I'm saying, be the one to represent it? So it was like, I did my research. I remember I hit you, and you was like, yeah, man, I know a boy that, you know what I'm saying, he's over there, but you got to have everything right. He ain't going to want to talk to you. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, well, shoot, hey, if you can put the play in, I'll do the rest. You know what I'm saying? And so I came up one January, and I remember it was cold as hell around this time. Never experienced Houston in cold like this, but it was
It
cold.
does get cold. I
had to puff a coat and everything. But I pulled up and we actually had to sit down. And so, yeah, he was liking everything that I was saying, but it was like a trial base.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like to see if I was actually like willing to, you know, go through with everything that he was saying. So I remember, you know, just going through trial and tribulations, and like, then like I kept coming out here, kept showing, and I was doing my pop-ups. I'm doing my own promotion, putting on, and like they was like, all right, you know what? You the guy. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put you on it. So ever since then, like it's about to be going on 3 years now. So I've been under the brand just pushing. So everything been everything. Can't complain for real.
There we go, man.
Yeah, for real.
And that's what it's about. And that's what I seen. I seen the hustle too. So I was like, okay, I seen kind of where you was going with it. And I was like, okay, he just needs a little,
right.
you know what I mean?
Right,
And I was like, oh, okay, so my guy's definitely certified in the city in the United States. So I was like, okay, cool, but you gotta be,
you gotta be with it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be with it.
You know?
Exactly.
And you did that, bro. And shout out to True also.
Oh yeah, that's the other partner too.
I mean, what up, cuz?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, it's like I just wanted people to know like how you even got to this point, and you've been holding it down this whole time.
Yeah.
You know, both of y'all. And both of y'all, you know, you move in a certain way because it's like this is what you have to do, and you like the face of it, and you like
Right.
you know what I mean? So
Right.
everybody who works under it's all good. We salute. And it's like, how did you go to that to say, okay, I want to expand my brand and go to the next level?
So it was really just like just seeing what was actually going on with like other people and what they were doing. So for me, I didn't want to be the same or like make it seem like I was doing it. So for me, it was like Orlando's ran differently. You know what I'm saying? Like the way exotic pop is in Houston and like the culture is behind exotic pop in Houston, it's not like that in, you know what I'm saying, Orlando. Like we're trying to still get a name. Like we don't have like, you know what I'm saying, like the big rappers in our city like that. So for me, it was like, I got to present this in a whole different aspect. So for me, it was like, I was thinking of ways to like make it seem cool to even drink a soda, because we're not big soda heads. Like, so if anybody knows Texas is real big soda connoisseurs. Like they drink soda on the regular. Florida, we don't. You know what I'm saying? So that was a challenge. But for me, it was like, I could do it. So it was like, I knew me being in different areas showed me like different ways to actually like being able to like get things off. Like the way to hustle and like things like that. Like being in LA, they move differently than, you know, a Texas person. Texas people move differently than Florida, like the mindset. So just having all that body in me, you know what I'm saying, just showed me like, all right, you know what I'm saying, I got to go about it like this, or I could do this way and get a different reaction. And so that just, you know what I'm saying, just made me like, just go, you know what I'm saying, hands on, like all gas. Just want to take it to another level, because for us, it's like, we don't see some of the stuff that y'all see. So I got to paint that image for Orlando. Mm-hmm. So it's like, with that, it's just like, for even, so like for people to even notice, like, oh yeah, they seeing the sodas now, and even like, now it's starting to become more visible, and like, they be like, yo, Lefty, this and this and that. Like, so that's honestly like, that's good for me, because I'm like, that's what I wanted. I wanted people to like show acknowledgement to Houston, because
right.
A lot of people didn't know, like, y'all have a lot of culture that a lot of people bite, and y'all don't get the recognition, and you know what I'm saying, and y'all should. And you know what I'm saying, me being real, like, I see that. So it was like, bro, like, nah, like, I like y'all culture and I mess with it. So it was like, bro, let me put Florida on to something, so like, you know what I'm saying, they can, you know what I'm saying, like, be inspired and like may want to go out here and like, you know what I'm saying, see how the culture is and stuff like that.
So I will say this. You're like a tour guide for boys from Florida to come to Houston, bro. Every time he comes to Houston, it's a different group of people that he's putting on, and like you know, sharing the culture and just going to different spots, and you know what I mean. And I think that's cool. And I think it's cool that they appreciate it and they like Texas and
For sure.
they like Houston and how we do it. But at the end of the day, man, there's a lot of people moving out here, and we welcome people out here, man. You know, but we just don't. We don't play around either. You know what I mean? But
nah, for real.
that's everywhere though, because you know Florida, they crazy too. So at the end of the day, I like that you still doing what you're doing since you was a kid, which is going back and forth and mixing both of the cultures, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So that's why I think it's so unique, your whole situation. So that's the main thing. So I got a quick story to tell. I don't know if he wants me to tell this, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
Let me see where you going with this.
I hope this doesn't fuck up any of your job opportunities in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, you wild.
So we was smoking. We was smoking some, you know, we was smoking back in the day. And he was old enough, you know what I'm saying? But he came out there, I guess he had just started getting his feet wet. So I was like, yeah, nigga, hit this. That nigga was smoking. We rolled up again.
Yeah.
We rolled up another one. That nigga looked at me and that nigga say, what's that? That nigga say,
Bruh.
what's that? That nigga with the Florida accent,
Bro.
what's that? I was like, so we was laughing about that. But fast forward, oh my God,
Yeah.
this nigga,
Yeah, things totally changed.
things have completely changed. And I will say this, I do want to get into this because we had this debate earlier.
Okay.
Will you tell people how you prefer to relax and enjoy? With the grabber and all that, you know, your process.
Okay. So the only way I'm smoking is if it gotta be papers. It gotta be good gas, of course, but it gotta have the grabber in there. If you don't have no grabber, I'm just not doing it. It's just that's my way. You know what I'm saying? That's honestly the Florida way now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
How did you get into that? Like how did you like start that process? Like how did you even get to that?
So really back in I want to say like 2014, 2013. I want to say because I had just stopped smoking because I was heavy on blunts back in the day. And so at the time I remember smoking and my mom hit me with the, oh yeah, your lips getting black. So I was like, oh yeah, nah, it's trying to change everything up now. So you feel me? So I had to change everything up. So I went with just the papers. I was, you know what I'm saying, listening to Wiz at the time. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just get on Wiz. Shout out to Wiz.
Shout out to Wiz,
You know what I'm saying? So I was on my healthy tip at that point. But then my cousin, shout out to Seasons, this Negro, I remember pulling up to his crib and we was smoking one day. And I want to say I hit the joint and like instantly. Now, I've never hit a joint in my life to where after the second puff, I instantly got high.
Okay.
So I'm like, bro, what the hell? So I went to talk. So I was like, hey man, I don't know about y'all, but I'm high. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know if this supposed to be. He was like, oh yeah, that's that gravel distance. I'm like, what? So he was like, yeah, that's gravel. Well, at first it wasn't gravel. It was gravel leaf.
Okay, that was on the leaf.
Before it came.
Was that
to,
the strip that y'all would put in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the big ass leaf that, you know, so that was the only thing that was out back then. So he was telling me, he was like, yeah, a lot of people in like New York smoke this way, and like people down south in like Miami, like Caribbean culture.
Okay.
That's more so their thing.
Okay.
So I was still never doing it, but then anytime I would go over there, that's how he would smoke. So of course, you know, I'm smoking the way he smoked, but then anytime I would roll up, fast forward, like it just never, it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Like my shit just wasn't doing it. So I started getting the gravel leaf and stuff, and then from there, like I ain't been able to put it down. Like, so it's like I would try smoking a regular joint with just
Nah, he won't.
it don't hit the same.
Nah, you don't.
It don't hit
you
the
don't
same.
fuck with no. Like,
It don't hit the same.
I feel you on that though. I can't do it. You know, we had a discussion. I don't try to change you. I'm gonna talk my shit, but
Nah, he's trying to change my mind.
guys, please do me a favor. Subscribe, please. Like and subscribe. But in the comments,
Facts.
should he stop smoking grabber, or should he just keep continuing to do whatever the hell he want to do? Let me know in the comments, please.
Yeah, let us know.
We're gonna do a poll.
Cause I'm telling you, it's more grabber fans than you think. I'm telling you.
No, it is grabber fans, but I just, you know,
I don't think nobody now like is gonna. I think out of this poll, if we're doing it out of what, 100%,
okay.
I think maybe you get 5% that don't do grabber. Like that's what I believe.
They're gonna be like, he should just live his life. They will say that. So I will say this. Okay, let's make it like this.
Okay.
You're gonna do whatever you want to do anyway. But
Right.
let's just ask people, how do they like to smoke? Do more people like to smoke with grabber and grabber leaf, or do you like to just, you know, have your own thing? Or how do you like to indulge?
Yeah.
You know, let us know in the comments if that's what you want to do.
Facts.
But you know, just putting that out there because we both some stoners, man. We got that stoner culture. It's just, it is who it is. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. That's how we are. That's a big part of our whole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pulling up to shops and stuff. Tell me about, like, there was a time when you would always go back. You've been to a lot of cities in the United States. Mm-hmm. So, what's your favorite city? Why? And how did you get to traveling?
How did I get to traveling?
Mm-hmm. Like, what's your favorite city and why? And how did you even start to get to traveling where you was able to move around like that? Because you was doing that like relatively young.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to like just, because most people don't even leave their city.
So I'll answer it backwards and then go. So what inspired me to start traveling was my dog Gio. Shout out to Gio.
Shout out to Gio.
You know what I'm saying? But
What's up,
you know
homie?
what I'm saying? When he was in the military, anytime he'll come back, you know what I'm saying? He was always talking about, you know, different places he went. So I'm like, damn. And like at the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think he did 4 years in the Navy. So, you know, at the time, you know what I'm saying? Like after a year he came back, it's like, I'm still in the same spot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't did nothing this year. And you done went to like 2-3 different places. I'm like, God damn. So when I was actually thinking about it, I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, what I'm doing at the time, I was pretty much just clubbing. So I'm like, bro, these clubs still gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the same event, just a different day. But other than that, I was like, you know, let me actually like start seeing the world for what it is. So that's what made me actually start traveling from there. Because I was like, yeah, no, I can't. My friends is actually like seeing the world, and like me being like just still stuck in Florida. I ain't got nothing to talk about but Florida. Like, I see this all the time. So I was like, yeah, I got to do something else. So that's what made me start traveling. But as far as, like, my favorite city, man, it's really a tie between L.A. and Houston because both of y'all have almost the same culture. But the food, bro, it's like it's two different styles of food. And that's what gets me. Like, so Houston's more so, like, it connects with me because it's more soul food. It's all my nigga shit that I want to eat.
Tailor
But
beats.
as far as LA, and y'all have the same thing too, it's diverse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Very, very diverse.
LA misses the soul food.
Tailor beats.
So I think that's what kind of gets, that's why they would probably take the L. But yeah, like as far as like things to do, both cities never sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always something to do in both cities. So I can't even it'll have to be a tie out of Houston and LA.
I pretty much figured you would say that. You kind of say that, and I'm like, okay, let me put them on the spot. And I figured you would say that.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, because there are a lot of similarities, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then I've been like, and then those are the best places to have the best weed that I've been to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been to a lot of places that they say they got good weed and it don't really be that good.
Shout out to my Nigerian side that's in LA, you know. How y'all doing? What's up?
Facts.
I definitely got family out there, so that's where my, father lived like 30 years, 40 years of his life. So, Los Angeles. So I got like a lot of roots in LA. So that is what that is. But I'm a Texas nigga. But shout out to Houston. Shout out to LA. But
Facts.
But I'm glad you came through, man. I ain't gonna hold you up, man.
For sure.
I'm glad we was able to do this. This is the first of many.
Oh yeah, man. I had to, man. When I kept telling you when you dropped your platform, bro, like we was gonna have to do something, bro.
You did say that.
Cause you the nigga that's for this. This is definitely your lane right here. So I can see you definitely doing some big things with this for sure.
Appreciate you, guys.
Like I said, I like the setup and everything too. So
Appreciate you,
for
guys.
sure.
I told you, man. I was like, man, just come down. I'm gonna try to handle the rest.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
facts. You did say that.
I want to drop this gem on people real quick, though.
Okay.
Before we go, I don't think people understand how close we are. Like, it's Aries gang, for sure. His birthday is the day before mine.
Yeah.
So,
April 10th.
and mine's the 11th. So we like,
Yeah.
very, very similar. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
that's my cousin. It is what it is, man. I appreciate you coming out here and rocking with me.
You know it. Appreciate you. You know it.
Yeah, I know. You know how we do, man.
Yeah, already.
But y'all hold it down. The Tailor Beats podcast. Consistency is the key. Like and subscribe. Hey, let them know your info, man.
Hey, LeftyyyGlobal, Exotic Pop Orlando. Follow that, tap in, and y'all subscribe.